Hello, I guess I'm live. This is my first time, and I just want to say welcome to all of you who are joining me today and learning how to live a positive life. What I'd like to share with you is a little bit about myself. I have been living a much better life than ever before, as you know, and the situation with my life was very negative. I was raised to only be negative, and I used to dwell in negativity. I've been very lucky that I have tons of guides who lead me and bring me people that help me along my path. And that's what guides do for you. The difference for me, I think, and some of you, is that you don't trust what you receive. And it's very important to do that, because these are the people that are not on the planet, that help you, and they have no agenda against you, no jealousy, nothing like that at all. So in any case, what I'd like to share with you is it's very important to understand why everyone has problems. I was given this message in my sleep probably about a month or so ago. I wrote an article on it, 2017 and beyond. And the situation is, in truth, that you all live about ideas and rules that need to go away. Because pretty much every single thing you have learned is not true, is not the way to live. And the reason for that is because there has been, as we know, a lot of evil on this planet. Now, we all did choose to come here. We all volunteered because we already know the outcome, which is the most beautiful life we could ever have. But because of that situation, most people, actually not most people, but the Greys, the reptilians, whoever did all of this, they took the laws, the real laws, and they reversed them. And then they used them against you. So what they did was reverse the wording and had you follow the wrong laws. And then used all of you as puppets. And this is why our world has wars and fighting and negativity and all kinds of issues. So what you need to do is erase all of that and pretend that you're a child and start fresh and new. First, I would go to YouTube and research the 50 universal laws, because those laws are always in effect. They've been in effect every single time you come to Earth. They are in effect. So some of you have heard of karma, but I don't know if you realize it is a law. And the law of karma states that when you have a lesson to learn and you don't learn it, it's not ever going to go away. Nothing in your life, no challenges that you get or come in your life will ever go away until you learn the law. And if you have to live this whole life and then come back as another person, you will meet up with that person who you had an issue with in this life, and you'll have to deal with it then. And if you don't deal with it then, you'll come back and deal with it again. I mean, nothing goes away. So it's very important for you to understand that. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Anna, Sophia. And anytime you want to ask me any questions too, I'll be glad to answer them. So what you do is understand that all of you are able to have whatever you want, but must only be positive. And I know a lot of people want to know, well, how am I positive when I have issues, problems? Well, what we do is we don't focus on them. Because what we are is, in truth, energy and light. And where your attention goes is where the energy flows. So, thanks, Sophia. And so, there's so many laws. There's a law of attraction. If you love yourself 100%, then you can only attract people who love you as much as you do. But we were trained to believe that if we think about ourselves, we're being selfish. This is my point about taking the laws and reversing them on us. So that's why it's important for you to know the laws. It's important for you to relearn your life and relearn your thoughts. And always be grateful for everything that you have. When you wake up every morning, think about what you have, even if it's a toaster. I mean, some people don't even have a toaster or a bed to sleep in. And think about your family, your children, whatever, whoever, whatever in your house, your clothes, your car, your bank account. Some people don't even have a bank account. So be grateful for everything you have and feel it. Say affirmations about how great you are, because you are great, but feel it. If you spout out a bunch of words like, oh, I'm powerful, I'm happy, and that's all you do, it's not going to raise your vibration. It's all about feeling it. And especially if you're down and depressed, then you would repeat that affirmation over and over and over and over again until you feel it in your heart, and you can feel that pain just go away from you, and it uplifts you so much. It's amazing. Hi, Judith. Thank you. So in any case, you only look at everything that's positive. And so realize that God created us, but we are our own creators. That's number one. And you want to trust what you receive. So release all fear. Because if you are fearful, then you put energy into your fears, and then you create it. Fear is false evidence appearing real. That's in truth. We live in an energetic world, and the energy in this world is either love energy or fear energy. If you tap into the fear energy, then you bring to yourself every single person on this planet. I don't care if they live next door to you, if they're on the freeway when you drive your car, if they live 20,000 miles away from you, you attract all of that negative energy from every single person on the planet who has fear. If you tap into the love energy, then you connect with love feeling from everywhere on the planet, just the same. And I can be walking around during the day, and it just hits me. It's the same kind of feeling that when you're in a relationship and you just feel like so much love for that person, the way your heart warms up and tingles all over your body, that's the love energy that's right here, right now, that you can actually tap into. You can look at nature, focus on the trees, look at the beauty that's around you and how God has created this beautiful earth for you. And only say positive things to yourself. I'll read your message in a minute, Melody, because I definitely want to look at that. I feel a strange, Carlos, presence. I can't read what you wrote because some of it is Spanish, I think. That you feel in your back. Can you be more specific about that? And I don't know some of the words that you use. I think you went from English to Spanish. Um, anyway, I don't want to lose my train of thought here. Uh, okay, so everything in your life is positive. When you are dealing with karma and you don't have good feelings about yourself, then people come to your life and they challenge you. And challenges are people showing you what you don't know about yourself. So instead of being angry and pointing fingers at other people, because when you judge others, you're judging yourself. If you can think in this term, that every single person on the planet is you. So if you judge that person, you're judging yourself. If you hate that person, you're hating yourself. Does that make sense? Because that's really how it is. So let's say that that you hate it when people raise their voice. It just drives you crazy. Well, then you get people coming into your life, and every time they speak to you, they raise their voice. And you hate it because that's what you do. So years ago, I don't know, millions of years ago, I guess, people have always said, what you don't like about others is what you don't like about yourself. And I had a hard time figuring that one out, but it's really true because everybody is shadowing you. So, you know, we've all been in different kinds of relationships, and we all have negative thought processes about men and women. Women are this, men are that, they lie, they cheat, and all of this kind of stuff. And when you think that way, you create more of it. So you just change your thoughts, change your words, because every single solitary thought you have does go out into the universe. You don't even have to bring it out your mouth. So that is what you need to do. Instead of saying all men suck or all women are only after me for my money or whatever you say, then you say all women are beautiful and loving and kind, and I always attract the most loving women to me. And you do the same about men. So forget about yesterday, because every second of every minute in every hour is a new beginning for you. So if you catch yourself slipping up, that's a good sign, because that means you're changing, and that's what you want to do. So you can't do this in one evening. It takes time. But let me tell you that you came here also knowing that the universe gives you whatever you want. All you have to do is ask. And the more you are specific on certain items, then the more easier it is for your guides to get it for you. And then you let it go. You don't think about it anymore. And then you keep your vibration to match what you want to manifest, and then you receive it. So you believe that you can have it, and then you let it go, and you don't think about it anymore. And then when the time is right, when you're a vibrational match to what you want, it will appear. And the manifesting is the fun part, because once you get on that train and you just keep receiving and receiving and receiving, how can you be miserable? Let me see. Carolyn, what do you mean about the butterfly effect? I'm not really sure. And Carlos, you have a strange presence touching you when you're in church. Okay, it could be a guide that is feeling you or touching you. It could be a number of people that are not on the planet. So it would be possibly I mean, I've been pinched when I worked in a school district with, teaching children how to read, and a lot of them were very, very negative. So they attracted negative spirits like their age. And those little spirits would pinch me and hit me in the back. So, Carlos, do you want to figure out if that feels negative or positive? If there's somebody around you that's negative or positive, that's what you ask your guides. Because everything you want to know is in your heart. So you ask, and then you will get your answer. You might get it right away. You might get it on the radio. You might get it standing in line, waiting at the store. You might see it on a billboard. You just never know. A person might walk by, a friend might tell you. So be open to receive your messages and trust them. And nothing in life is a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Okay. I don't know what Melody and Sophia are speaking about. If you want to bring me into that conversation, then you can ask me a question. Cause and effect. Okay, Carolyn, cause and effect, no matter how small, we affect things. Yeah, that's karma, cause and effect. It's a law. But if you have positive ideas and thoughts, then you get positive back. Let me share with you, when I didn't get a job, I didn't go like, oh, those people are assholes because they didn't hire me, or I don't have a good resume, or what did I do wrong? It's never, never, never that. You know what I say to myself? Thank you, God, for keeping me from this position, because obviously it's not the place for me to be at. Do you see how we think? Everything is negative, but you change every negative thought to a positive. You don't worry about what other people are doing. You don't focus on others. You focus on yourself and healing yourself and loving yourself to the point where I love being by myself and spending time alone with myself. I mean, there was a time that I always felt like I had to be with someone, or I had to have a man in my life, or, my mom used to tell me that I'm not happy unless I have a man in my life. And I used to try to tell her I'm very happy when I don't have a man in my life. So I needed to work on myself and figure out, who am I? And, little by little, everything comes together. It's miraculous. It really is. How can we remain positive when we live with an individual who's having trouble with addiction? Well, actually, I don't know who this person do you want to keep that person in your house? Do you want do you want to stay in that relationship? You can't focus on that person or what they're doing or heal them. They have to want to do it themselves. So what you can do is send them peace and love. You can heal people and help people in your mind. You can clear negative energy right here in your mind. There are so many people that come into our lives from past situations. Now, there was an interesting situation that I was in many years ago when I worked in a restaurant and I lived in Colorado. And I was offered a position to be a day lunch manager. And I took the position because I liked the manager that I worked for. But a week after I took the position, he got sent somewhere else. And then they brought in somebody else who we just did not hit it off at all right in the beginning. And I'm new at this. I had to use my mind, my brain to help me figure everything out. And this new manager didn't help me at all. He just wanted to compete with me, how he was better than me and he could run the restaurant better than I could. I'd been there a week. I mean, do you know what I'm saying? So there happened to be a psychic fair in the neighborhood. And so I went and I asked the psychic, what was my past life connection with this man? And she told me during like Robin Hood days that I was a man too, because we are everything, man, woman. That's why, we're all one. There is no such thing as races and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, she told me that we used to compete for women. And I think we did a horse like duel or something with swords. And I don't remember if I killed him, he killed me, or we killed each other. I don't remember what she told me. But the point was that we carry these memories from our soul memories. So he wanted to still compete with me. That was our relationship. So she told me that all you need to do, Maxine, is go home, put him outside your aura, and just say to him, I forgive you for anything that you've done to me in the past, and I hope you forgive me too. And that was it. And the next day I went to work, and he walked in and he looked at me, and instead of, giving me a hard time or trying to compete with me, he walked up to me and gave me a big hug. And then we never had a problem since. And I've been doing this for years with all kinds of people who I feel that they don't like me for one reason or another. Just like instantly, they don't even know me. So I know it's some past life thing that happened. And sometimes I connect to it. Sometimes I know what our connection was. But you can do so much in your mind, Carolyn. So I would focus on healing him and sending him love and figuring out if this is a relationship that you want to stay in, if this is a child. That part I don't know unless I really know. But I do want to add that I do have a few websites. I do write a lot of articles that you can read my articles on ezine.com and author Maxine Whitfield, and you can find my articles there. And also I have a Reiki site. It's www.reikibymaxine.com, and you can schedule a Reiki session with me, and long distance. Reiki goes everywhere. Or you can set an emotional healing coaching session with me, and we can do that online also. And there's the prices and everything, and PayPal. You can do that too. Okay, Carlos, you probably need some kind of spiritual healing. But in the meantime, what I would do is not focus on that, but you need to clear your energy space. So there's a crystal called selenite, and it's a wand. And you can brush your whole body with the selenite. And you can do a crystal grid in your house. You can go on YouTube and see how to do crystal grids, but you use selenite and obsidian, which is a black stone, and sage your whole house. Sage is like the best at getting rid of difficult, evil spirits. I have to do it like every day. Because every day I have Reiki clients, and every day they bring in negative energy, and every day, negative energy loves me because they do not want me helping any of you. Trust me, that's true. So anyway, sage your house. And when you sage your house, what you do is you walk around the room and open up all your closets, all your cabinets, everything, and scream as loud as you can in a very stern voice that you do not want them in your house. They're not allowed in your house. You carry no fear. I laugh at them, you know. I say, you guys just annoy the heck out of me. But you can say things like, in Jesus' name, I command and demand that you leave my house now. And make sure you leave a window cracked open so they can get out. Margaret told me that. I never opened anything, so who knows what they did? I have no clue, but trust me if I care. I don't care. Anyway, you, Carlos, need to heal yourself with these crystals. So wear them and keep them in your room and sage and see if that helps. Yes, Carolyn, forgiveness is very powerful because you're forgiving yourself, because everybody is you. So you just focus on you. You focus way too much on you worry way too much about what's going on with the government and Trump and all of that. Because let me tell you this, Trump is a temporary person. In fact, another truth, whether you want to believe this or not, is there is not one president that has any control over what goes on in this world. It's all been controlled behind the scenes. And these presidents have good intentions, but they are threatened once they get into office. Now, that's not happening with Trump, because Trump wouldn't allow that to happen to him. But in reality, nobody becomes anybody or anything unless it's meant to be. So I woke up, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. Who knows about time, because time doesn't really exist. But I get messages in the middle of the night. And this message that I received, I put it in poetry. But this message was that Trump is supposed to shake up the planet and get everybody pissed off. So really, if you are focused on anger issues over this president, which so many people are, it's amazing to me, then that's part of the plan. Because too much has been going on that everybody wants to ignore. People don't want to change themselves because it's like, they hate their life, but it's so much easier to be who they are instead of spending time and making your life magical and wonderful and great. I don't get it. But in any case, so what I picked up was that Trump creates all these problems, which he has. Then truth about the government, kind of like some of the things I'm telling you and more, is going to surface, has been surfacing. Those are the things that I would read. They're not conspiracy theories. They are truth. And then I think a big wave is going to come and all of you will just snap out of your stupor and awaken. Now, those that don't awaken chose not to awaken. So people, you can't help other people, you can only help yourself. And the more you help yourself, you automatically spread your great energy to other people and you automatically uplift other people. I hope that helps you, Carolyn. John. Okay, you see fear as a human ego-centered manifestation. On our basic human level, fear is actually a survival instinct, but on the emotional and mental levels, fear is a lack of certainty, a lack of clarity. Spiritually, fear is a symptom of a larger problem, that we don't know who we truly are, and we lack a clear purpose for our life, which brings that certainty, that clarity we need. Well, fear actually has been developed from the dark. They have created the fear in you. They have planted seeds in you. They have made you hate yourself. Women have to be beautiful. They have to be thin. They have to look young, like movie people or whatever is so phony. Movies about murders and rapists and horror flicks and darkness into the night. All of this stuff created fear. And then they took our planet, who God has given us, all the money, all the water, all the food that we need, and brainwashed all of you to think that, oh my God, we don't have enough of this, we don't have enough water, we don't have enough food. And then they've separated all of you from everybody when we're not separate. So they created racial issues. I mean, I've watched old movies and every little seed is dropped about racial issues. And when there is, or was, and still is, any negative thing that goes on, they put that on the news and they flash dark black men so fast you can't see them. So subliminally, it's in your mind that dark black men are evil and someone to fear. I mean, all of this fear, John, was created because we came here. Our true self is not fear. Our true self is love and joy. And in truth, when you feel any emotion other than love and joy, then you're being shown that you're not in a high vibrational range to attract or receive anything you want to manifest. So that is how it works. There's this major law that everybody lives by, and I have too, I'm not any different, is the law of resistance. So when we live in the law of resistance, which is, oh, I never get anything, everything bad always happens to me. Well, resist. Like, I manifest so many things. In fact, I manifested things I didn't even know I was manifesting until I started listening to Abraham. So for instance, I don't even know how it started, but I manifested parking spots. Now here in San Diego where I live, during the springtime, we have tons of street fairs, and they're free, and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people go. And I remember, like a lot of my friends would say, well, I'm not going because I can never find a spot to park in. So I just said, you know what? I can find a parking spot no matter where I am, no matter how many people there are. It doesn't matter. And as soon as I said that, parking places started to appear. So much so that I don't worry about it. So I'm like, I'm going so-and-so place and I'll have a parking spot because I always do. I always get what I want. I always get my parking spot. And so I do. I don't have any resistance to it. Now, when you want money, it's the same thing. You can manifest money. A lot of us have resistance to money. So you can say it, but if you don't really feel it, you're still got some leftover resistance going that keeps you from it. But it's there, and it'll come as soon as you match your vibration. So really, your emotions are your vibrational lens to who you are. So if you're feeling good and you're feeling that love energy and everything is wonderful and beautiful and you feel it, then you're a vibrational match to your manifestations and they just show up. I don't know what you're talking about, implants and Klingons, Sophia, but okay, so Carlos, you know about the reptilians, the Illuminati, the New World Order. I think I have spiritual implants. Were you in the military? Because it's possible. Because to be quite honest with you, Hillary Clinton, you all wanted Hillary Clinton. Do you realize that she's a mass murderer and that she's a clone? If you don't know she's a clone now, you will find out she's a clone. In fact, Hillary is not even alive. So whenever you see her, she's a clone. And so yes, I know there are grays. Carlos, I think I can help you with that, but somebody I know that can help you with that, and I'll get you in touch with them later. I'll send you a message. Okay, so anybody have any questions? So John, I hope I answered what you think. Our ego, John, is what keeps us from receiving the things that we want. So when your guides give you a message in your head and a thought enters that you don't know where it came from, and like then all of a sudden your mind starts going like, oh, it's probably not real, or I shouldn't do that. That's your ego getting in the way. I mean, I manifest every place that I live. And you know how I do that? I think in my head all the things that I want. When I'm in my house, well, I had a home. And what I didn't like about it, I would say, oh, I hate that I don't have any closets. So my next place, I need to have lots of closet space. I need to have lots of cabinet space. I want deep cabinets, you know, stuff like that. And then I would move and I would be guided to this place, and it had the cabinet space. I had a 1-bedroom apartment with 2 closets. And so now I'm in that apartment, and it had a view. And one thing that's important to me is, you know, living in a place that's quiet, especially when you leave a home and you know, where you don't have neighbors, whatever, where you have neighbors but you don't hear them, to an apartment complex where you have people above you, below you, what side next to you. So I write down, I want a place that has lots of cabinets, that has lots of closet space, and that's quiet. And you know, if you could give me a view, that would be super nice. I'd love it, but you know, whatever. So I got this apartment. It had wall-to-wall cabinets. It had closet space and a view. So one thing that I noticed is it didn't have a spout in my sink. I mean, they're just little things, but who cares? I wanted a spray spout because it's easier for me to clean my kitchen sink. So I said, well, my next place, I want to have that. And I want it to look modern. Even though it's old, I want it to be painted the modern way or whatever. So then I got sent to Oregon, and I listened to my guides. I trust them 100%. This is why my poetry affects all of you, because the poems that I write to you come through me. I don't make them up. In fact, they help me. My YouTube channel helps me when I'm down and depressed. I listen to myself, my poetry, read my poems, and uplifts me, because they're really, a lot of them are just messages that were for me that I shared with you. So it's wonderful to have all these things. But anyway, signs came around for me. I had no idea why they wanted me to go to Oregon. It wasn't my place to move to because it rains all the time, and I'm a California sunshine girl, but I follow it. And then I ask questions, and I listen to the answer. And it doesn't always come exactly when I ask, but I know it's going to come, so I'm open to receive. Very important. So anyway, long story short, I quit a job. I hired a mover without even a place to live in, because my guides told me they had a place picked out for me. And I drove up to Oregon, and everything worked out. When I got to Oregon, it's a huge, huge, huge city, 10 times bigger than I even imagined. But lo and behold, I found the place, and the place had a spout for my sink, and it had a view that I wanted, and it was all painted modern colors, just like I asked for, and it was quiet. You could hear a pin drop 24 hours a day. I mean, it was that quiet. I think half the people who lived in the complex were 80 years old and above, so they don't party. So it worked really well. But anyway, here I thought that I'm going to go work at the school district. I'm going to do my Reiki, because maybe people in Oregon are more open to Reiki. And lo and behold, it was a very magical 2 years of my life, learning about elementals and fairies and entities, and oh God, how I was connected with God and Jesus and Archangel Michael. They gave me a 3-page message to go to the hills of Portland and heal the whole city and all the people in the city. I'm like, me? So I'm not going to go into all of that, but you know, they come through me. So that's why my Reiki is so powerful, because they come through me when I do my Reiki. It's very amazing. So let's see here. 20 minutes. I'd really like to answer some questions. Hi, Diana. I'm so glad to see you here. And Patricia. Oh, you're in Dublin. How awesome is that? Isn't it wonderful that we have Facebook? And I mean, it's a blessing to know people in every city, every country. I mean, I have friends in cities I've never even heard of. But it's great to be able to connect to everybody. And really, this is my destiny. This is my life's purpose. Is I am given so much information that I'm here to share it with you and help you in any way that I can. So this is group, like I stated before. You can get a private session with me going to my Reiki website, which is maybe if I type it here, it works, www.reikibymaxine.com. And I can do the healing, emotional, physical, mental, and coaching. Yes, Annette, we are so truly blessed. We really are. It would be so cool if we could all speak, but there might be a way to do that, but I don't know. Does anyone want to have anything answered, a question? Oh, hi, Judith. Yes, Judith, you can have a session with me. Just go to my site and pick out the one that you want. And then you can actually message me here on Facebook or send me an email to Maxine at spiritualhealersassociation.com is my email. I'll put it here. And it should be on my website, how to get in touch with me to order a session. I do take the money up front before I schedule the sessions. And then with you in Norway, Judith, we'd have to figure out time frames, because I don't know at this moment what time you're in. And, you know, worst comes to worst. Well, I'm sure we can figure it out because you're here right now. So maybe you could tell me what time it is right now in Norway. That would be cool. So to be positive is go back to your childhood and just look at life with child eyes. Because when you were a child, you didn't worry about money and finances and relationships and people and presidencies and all that kind of stuff. You just enjoyed your life. And pretty much when you focus on the simple things, like living in the moment is so important, because the way I see it is your past is an illusion, because right now this is an illusion. The life we live right here is not real. It's not real because we're not being our true selves. Our true selves is love. Our true selves is happiness. And when every single person on this planet is their true self, what you see in front of you will disappear, because collective consciousness has dulled our planet, because Earth is full of beautiful colors and wonderment and fairies. I see them and they talk to me. I don't hear what they're saying, but they're so cute. Their mouth moves like this, and I'm like, maybe one day I'll know what they're talking about. And they kiss and they hug and they love each other, because really elementals are all about joy and happiness. Also, when you see animals or anything that crosses your path, any kind of bird, any kind of animal, a lizard, insects, reptiles, anything, go Google what it means when one of them cross your path, because that is your guide also giving you a message. Sophia, we're all children. Really, what is age anyway? Age isn't even real, because we have a soul, and that's our true age. I tell people my soul is, God, at least 2,500 years old, if not older than that. And how many experiences has my soul had? I mean, I know quite a few, but I'm sure there's millions I'm not even aware of. In fact, who you are today is who you chose to be, and you find that in an astrology chart. And also is your path, your destiny, and you are also a sum total of every single life form you've experienced. Now, me, I've always been rebellious ever since I was created. So, I mean, I was told, and this is just so me, that during medieval times, I used to make potions for women who suffered pain during childbirth, because during that time, they didn't want women to feel good or be happy or whatever. So, yeah, I used to say, to hell with you people, I'm making this potion. I'd pass it around. And yeah, I got caught. And yes, I was burned at the stake. I've been burned many, many times. But I'm back. I'm always back. But our destiny in truth is to be in touch with the love of ourselves, and to know that this world, hopefully by the end of this year, will be completely unrecognizable. That aliens will be landing here, and that's a good thing. So, you know, Hollywood is not a good thing. And a lot of the stuff that you see on television is Hollywood. Evil things that go on television is Hollywood. News that you see and other things that you see on news is not necessarily true, is Hollywood. Hollywood, and think about when you watch a movie and how they can blow up buildings and make you look like you jumped out of an airplane and you're flying through the air and you land, and all of that kind of stuff is all created in Hollywood. And they do the same thing with everything on the news. So that's why I'm always telling you, people, don't watch it. Eventually, they're going to have to report the truth. But 99% of the time, they don't report the truth. So, news is fake. I've seen it fake. My ex-husband went to Iraq, And on his way to Iraq, he went to Texas. And he had sent me a message to tell me to watch, television. They were having some college football game. And that his whole unit was invited there. So I turn it on, and this is what they say. Oh, look at all our soldiers. These soldiers are all ready, prepared to go to Iraq and fight our war tomorrow. Really? He had just got there. He was going to be there for 4 months before he went to Iraq. So that was a lie. I mean, and that's a simple little lie. There's millions and millions of lies. And you could actually look at them on YouTube. Now, for me, I pick up things in my head. I'm given all kinds of information. I just want to tell you one thing. The government is not low of money. They have all our money, and they have tons and tons and tons and tons of more money. And this BS, it's our civil duty to do jury duty. It's our civil duty to do such and such. And how we have to pay taxes, which I was starting to say a while ago, that God gave us this land, and the government went ahead and divided it all up and put borders up and then created evil and, have you like, yeah, the USA is so great. The USA is not that great. They've been part of a big plan, the USA and all these other big countries, England and, Russia, China, France, in creating so many issues, so many lies. They got the third world countries. They started it. They stole all their stuff. I mean, Africa has diamonds, for God's sakes, and they're poor because we stole their diamonds and then make them buy them from us. And, Ebola. Yeah, let's be afraid of Ebola. What the hell is Ebola? It's a virus like the flu. It's not some evil thing. Which reminds me, anything you believe you create. So only believe the good things. And let me tell you about colds and germs. Oh my God, germs. You know what? Germs are good. They're not here to hurt you. And people don't make you sick. Only if you believe they make you sick, you get sick. You can try all this stuff. Because I did when I learned it. I used to make my husband sleep on the couch. Oh, don't get next to me. I don't want to get your cold. I don't want to get sick. And then I was told that. So I thought, let me try it. So I let him stay in bed with me and cough on me and kiss me and everything. And I never got sick. Now, I also learned that dairy keeps you sick. So I cut that out. Ever since I cut dairy out of my diet, I haven't had a cold, in 5 years. So, yes, Trent, no need for war. And actually, you know what, when they talk about online that there's going to be a war or there's going to have all this fighting and stuff, there's no bombs ever going to go off anymore. The alien ships shoot them down, by the way. I'm sure you don't know that, but they do. Whether you want to believe me or not, you don't have to. But you're here wanting to learn how to be positive. You were protected. So believe anything you want to believe that's good. Create whatever you want to create. If you want to look young, tell yourself you're young. If you want to be old, tell yourself you're old. I mean, that's pretty much how it works. If you want to attract a good man or a good woman in your life, then tell yourself, I only attract the best people in my life. And spend your time loving yourself 100% unconditionally, because the law of attraction states that when you love yourself 100% unconditionally, then you can only attract other people who love you as much as you love yourself. So in a couple of minutes, my hour is up. If you enjoy this, which I hope you do, then leave me some messages. If you would like me to speak about something next week, I will do that. Otherwise, I'll come up with something. I would kind of like to do this every week. I can't promise that I can do it every week, but that's my goal. Aliens hide deep down in the ocean depths. Shoot. You know, some of these planes that disappear with people on them, the ones that magically disappear, like, what is it, the Bermuda Triangle? They go off into another world. I think there's a hidden world in the ocean. There's some in caves. There's so much going on that you're not even aware of. That's very positive. And you can connect with anybody on the planet or off the planet. I just want you to know, I want to end this by letting you know that I connected with my twin, and my twin is on the starship that sits outside of my house every night. And I speak with him. And when I had a medical procedure last week, which I really hate doing because I don't like drugs, and when they started to, give me anesthesia and I started to get all tense, I just asked him to come and help me. And I can't even explain to you the feeling that it feels when I ask him to give me healing energy. It is so amazingly powerful. And he calms me right down. He heals my back when I have back pain. He answers all my questions. In fact, at night, when you sleep, you travel. And we will eventually be who we truly are. We won't need airplanes and automobiles and gasoline. We will be able to travel just with our thought. You want to go to Paris, you visualize it, you know you can be there, and then bam, your body is there. So, which I could speak about next time of my experiences that they have given me to be the person that I am today, because I have experienced everything, good and bad. I don't know, Sophia, what Centurion Christ Jackson is. I have no idea. There's hidden stuff in the Antarctic. Okay, Trent. CNN is fake news. Oh, trust me. And so is Fox. Fox is really bad. Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to sign out. I hope that you enjoyed my session and that we can get together again next week. And definitely send me a message and let me know if there's something that you would like to know about. Bye.